That's it. Move to the side.
Presenting Deborah Mason from Tuffnell Park, North London, mother, grandmother, and of course, leader of an 80 million quid drug dealing racket.
At the moment in time, you're under arrest for concern and supply of Class A. You do not have to say anything, but may harm your defence if you do not mention when questions something which you may rely on in court.
This is Mason's daughter, Demi Bright, getting busted and literally crying over that.
Doing in my house?
So we have a warrant at the moment. You'll get explained to you by the officers in charge in a second, alright?
For what? You're on my door, man.
And this is Mason's daughter, Roseanne Mason, also getting busted and sounding like a total child, scared out of her mind.
Police officers, alright? Police officers, okay? We've got a search warrant. Relax. Relax yourself. Relax. Calm down.
Now viewer, if I've got you hooked on the story so far, do subscribe, give the video a like, drop a comment when you're ready and donate. Hit the thanks button below, I'll appreciate you. With the media dubbing of Gangster Granny alongside her business nickname of Queen Bee, between April and November 2023, Mason got her very own sister, her very own children, and the partners of her very own children to deliver cocaine with a street value, as I say, of £80 million to various cities and towns across the country. Her children, 3 daughters and a son, often took their toddlers with them on their very drug runs.
Why there's babies in it? Can you please be careful, please?
Yeah, we will be.
There's literally a load of babies in it. Please be careful. Please be careful. Please be careful.
Yeah, no worries at all.
While paying her familial drug careers tens of thousands of pounds from her vast profits, Mason bought herself luxury goods, including a Gucci lead and a Gucci collar for her Bengal cat. She went on luxury holidays and was planning to undergo cosmetic surgery over in Turkey. Not one to shy from either easy or free money, the drug's queenpin continued during the period of her offending to claim the benefits that she'd been getting before she turned to drug dealing. £50,000 a year being how much?
Book of name and numbers.
Yeah, I've got a book.
On the 18th of July 2025, Mason's sister, Mason's children and the partners of Mason's children, bar one, got sentences of between 10 and 15 years. They were tried and sentenced at Woolwich Crown Court, South London. The pregnant partner, meanwhile, of one of the children, Chloe Hodgkin, that's the name of the partner, will be sentenced once she gives birth. With her own 20-year sentence, Mason got the harshest penalty, of course, of everyone involved in her former drugs racket. One important question, however, remains. Who tipped the coppers off about Mason and her drugs business? That, you see, is how the offending of Mason and her family was discovered.
You do not have to say anything, but may harm your...
Speaking of female gangsters, you're watching 45-year-old hitwoman Amy Beatrow, who comes from Wisconsin in the USA, in action, the target of the shooting that she's just done being a man called Sikander Ali. Who's he? Only the son of a clothes shop owner from Birmingham called Mohammed Aslat, who, back in 2018, together with other members of his family, had a scuffle or something with a father and son, Mohammed Aslam and Mohammed Nazir, which left Mohammed Sr. with brain damage. After the brawl, which took place in Mr. Aslat's very shop, some from Mr. Aslat's side went round the home of the father and son, who lived in Derby, East Midlands, and smashed their windows. Father and son respond by getting straight on the blower, more or less, to the first female assassin they can find and promptly hire her to take out Mr. Aslat or anyone from his family. When, on the 7th of September 2019, Beatrow goes down to Measham Grove in South Yardley, East Birmingham, being careful to hide her face with a Muslim face covering. Even though she shoots at Mr. Ali from close range, she doesn't get him because her shooter jams. And then, I'm going back to Mr. Ali's home in the early hours of the 8th of September and firing 3 times into the house. She's unaware that, by this point, the house is empty. Between her two visits to Measham Grove, the would-be killer allegedly messages Mr Aslat to say, quote, "Where are you hiding? Stop playing hide and seek. You were lucky it jammed," unquote. In November 2024, father and son got banged up for conspiracy to murder. As at the time of this recording, the 24th of July 2025, Beatro's own trial for conspiracy to murder, attempted murder and other offences was taking place at Birmingham Crown Court. Sikander Ali isn't the only one to escape unscathed from a brush with death. When he ran a red light in Green Lane in Chester in April 2025, the driver of the silver Mercedes E-Class that we see, 52-year-old Matthew Compsty, was drugged out. Luckily, somehow nobody was hurt as a result of the collision that he caused. That said, I think that the punishment that he got on the 15th of July 2025 was a joke. Community service. Sadly, instead of walking away from a car crash unscathed, some people get thrown 15 feet in the air and then die at the scene as a result of their horrendous and unsurvivable injuries. In May 2025, 20-year-old Kane Byrne ignored a red light, doing a Matthew Compsty then, and was driving at more than 50 miles per hour when he crashed into 81-year-old Graham Slynn as he was walking his bike across the A57 near Todwick in South Yorkshire. CCTV footage shows Byrne inhaling nitrous oxide, known as laughing gas, from a yellow balloon both before and after the crash while driving a Volkswagen Golf. Having all of 27 prior convictions, including some for dangerous driving, and having never had a full driving licence, when Byrne, a father of two, mowed Mr Slynn down, he was driving without insurance. After his act, the youth sped off, his tyres smoking as he drove. A former builder, Mr Slynn was but weeks away from celebrating his 60th wedding anniversary with his wife Jacqueline.
Police! Police! Police!
After looking all sulky and glum at getting nicked, in his police interrogation, Byrne showed no remorse of any kind.
Part of his employment, he was a carer for adults with learning disabilities, and his family describe him as a gentle, funny and kind to his core. How does it make you feel hearing that about Graham?
Oh, come on.
The perpetrator eventually pleaded guilty to causing death by dangerous driving and to other related offences. In court, Judge Jeremy Richardson KC described Byrne as someone with a, quote, hardened determination to commit repeated dangerous crime, unquote.
You are a dangerous offender. The public must be protected from your deviant, dangerous and ingrained criminal behaviour.
On the 21st of July 2025 at Sheffield Crown Court, Byrne got 11.5 years with an extended licence period of 5 years as well as a 17-year and 8-month driving ban, which is due to start, I believe, from the point when he's released. Epping in Essex, South East England, on the 18th of July 2025, rowdy with protests of anger and disgust from locals in response to news that a newly arrived asylum seeker had been charged with SA against a 14-year-old girl.
Hold your hand out, see him shaking. He's on top of the van!
The protesters want the Bell Hotel, a migrant hotel, to stop accommodating asylum seekers and refugees. They're attacking the police, just like during the 4 days of riots that sprang from the Southport atrocity of July 2024, for defending anti-racism counter-protesters. But was this act from the police accidental or deliberate? It looked like a blatantly intentional act of malice on the officer's part to me, but what do I know? What do you think? We're still on the road and we're still in Essex, Southend being our location. Let's go get our runaway driver.
Like I said, advanced TPAC, suitable vehicle, road conditions are dry, weather's clear, traffic is light. Subject vehicle is overtaking vehicle 7-0 in a 3-0, medium risk due to speed and manner of driving. Stand by. It's a contravention of a red traffic signal, left, left, left.
Ah, running a red light. That makes 3 of those offences now.
Stand by, it's a reciprocal. There is now some pedestrian traffic, still light vehicular traffic, risk is medium. Subject is right onto...
Oh my God, we're driving over the pavement now. I just hope there isn't a cyclist up ahead who gets out of the police's way just in time.
To North Road.
Flipping heck, that was close.
Medium risk, bulked by traffic now. Right, Boston Avenue. Still light traffic, pedestrian traffic, 6-0 in a 3-0. The tactical plan for this will be a sting and a multi-car box. Stand by for a decamp. Left into building site. And I hope stand by, we've gone through that building site and we're now...
That last part of the chase, just playing it again, felt like something out of a Hollywood movie to me. Did it feel like that to you?
Into building site. And I hope stand by, we've gone through that building site and we're now back out onto Baxter Avenue. Driver is a white male, short dark hair, dark clothing, unknown other occupants. Stand by. And it's onto that dual carriageway. Effectively, it's wrong way on the dual carriageway. I've gone over the grass third. Stand by. It's right towards the shops.
Vehicle 40 miles an hour. Vehicle full of red ATS at 40. Traffic had already stopped. Continues on the road. So now you have to take over.
Yes, just give us a bit of room. 4-3, now pursuit commander again, TPAC trained, marked vehicle, continues, West Street, subject bulked by traffic.
Whoa! Our chasee just grazed that blue van and carries on moving like it just doesn't matter. Feck me. Know what? I think it's time we had our chasee.
Stand by for a junction. The now subject is wrong way on Victoria Avenue, on the carriageway. I'll shadow on the correct with lights off.
All three separating.
I'm a taser! Do not move!
The guy gets 19 months in jail.
Get on the floor! Get on the floor!
This is the moment on the 20th of December 2024 when a gang of robbers crashed a stolen vintage Jaguar into a police vehicle in Everton, Merseyside, northwest, after raiding a classic car owner's home and threatening him with a hammer. The man was an OAP, old age pensioner, aged 76. Of the 2 police officers riding in the police vehicle, one reported suffering bruising and pain as a result of the crash, while the other will be left with permanent scarring as a result of a cut to his hip. The car, which had been doing 90 miles per hour before the crash, was being driven by career criminal Norman O'Connor, aged 37, who had 17 previous convictions for 32 offences. A long-standing abuser of drink and drugs, a month before this incident, the man stole a £429 coat from John Lewis in Liverpool 1 before being detained for being in possession of a set of bolt cutters in Liverpool city centre. He also failed to be sentenced in relation to an arson attack, having set fire to a Vauxhall that belonged to his neighbour, who worked as a taxi driver some months before. O'Connor wasn't injured in the crash and in fact got out of the Jag and tried to flee. In the back seat of the Jag was 54-year-old Colin Miller, who has 40 prior convictions for 112 offences dating all the way back to 1987, including 54 for theft-related crimes. He wasn't injured in the crash either. In the front passenger seat, meanwhile, was a boy, now aged, at July 2025, 15, who we'll call Rob, and who suffered a leg injury in the collision. For the theft of the Jag, the dangerous driving and various other offences each, on the 22nd of July 2025, O'Connor got 9 years, Miller got 8 years and a month, and Rob got 4 years and 7 months in a youth detention centre. We now have another crime involving a car. Stephen Carr. This 57-year-old from York in North Yorkshire didn't run anyone over or crash into anyone. But on the 8th of September 2024, he did try to do a Kyle Clifford by shooting a woman that he was angry with dead with none other than a crossbow. The woman was his very wife, Lorna. His first shot hit a door. With his next 3 shots, he couldn't get his wife, Lorna having hidden under a duvet at this point. But then he stabbed her in the back all of 6 times with a knife from the kitchen while she was on the phone to the police.
Police! Stand up. Hands on your head. Turn around. Turn around.
The couple had, shortly before the husband's attack, been arguing about the care of the husband's mother, who lived with them and had advanced dementia. Carr said he had also drunk at least a litre of vodka before the attack. During Carr's trial for attempted murder, Lorna, who was hospitalised by her husband's axe but later discharged, wrote to the judge to say that she was on her hubby's side and wanted to visit him in prison. On the 2nd of July 2025 at Leeds Crown Court, for the offence of attempted murder, Carr got 17 years. If you're wondering what 32-year-old Michael Harvey, who comes from Glasgow in Scotland, was so worked up about when, on the 1st of October 2023, outside the Ibis Hotel in Glasgow, he aggressively remonstrated with the woman that he was seeing at this point, 41-year-old Carol O'Reilly, it's simple. He thought Carol wanted to sleep with other men who were staying at the hotel. Now, if you're wondering why he got done for attempted murder, it's due to his act of repeatedly banging Carol's head against a bus stop, as well as kicking her and dragging her along the pavement, his vicious assaults having been caught on CCTV. When the police arrived, they put Carol and Harvey next to each other in the van and took them both to Glasgow Royal Infirmary. Once they arrived, however, Harvey was somehow able to persuade the police to release him, which enabled the thug to stop Carol getting treatment and take her back to the hotel instead. Carol was so weak that Harvey had to carry her inside, but once he got her into their room, he battered her once again. She was discovered unconscious by hotel staff in the blood-splattered room the next morning, Harvey offering the following fiction in explanation of Carol's state in his subsequent 999 call.
So tell me exactly what happened. So she went for a shower and you heard a bang, and then what happened?
I went to the shower, and the next thing you know, man, she was just lying underneath the water. So I turned the water off immediately, and I dragged her out the bathroom. And I was laying in the recovery position, tried her off for the towel, and she started foaming out the mouth.
In case you didn't catch that, Harvey claimed that Carol had fallen over in the shower and got knocked out as a result. As if. Carol, who has children, had broken bones in her back, neck, cheekbone, eye socket and nose. She's had 3 surgeries on her brain, including a craniectomy. This is where part of the skull is removed to operate and the bone is kept alive in the abdomen. Having spent 6 months in hospital and having had to learn to walk, talk and swallow again, Carol now has permanent brain damage, some memory loss and epilepsy. Of Harvey's 26 prior convictions, which led to his 2 previous spells of incarceration, as well as the CPO, Community Payback Order, that he was under at the time of his 2 attacks on Carol, none were for anything that was anywhere near as violent as what he did to Carol. As at the time of this recording, Glasgow police have said that they haven't received an official complaint about putting Carol and Harvey together in a van and then letting Harvey go when they reached the hospital. They've also said that in the time that they spent with the couple, they didn't see any evidence of a criminal offence. Before you ask, I don't know what sort of cataracts all the officers who attended were suffering from. On the 18th of July 2025 at Glasgow High Court for attempted murder, Harvey got 9 years, which, when you consider that Stephen Carr got 17 years for the same offence, is an insult to Carol. In case you're in need of some levity at this point, this is 65-year-old Howard Phillips from Harlow in Essex, just off to divulge some national security secrets to a pair of Russian spies in the hotel, London Bridge Hotel, that he was instructed to go to, all very hush-hush.
I decided for myself that I want to do something different and I want to provide a benefit to people on a quid pro quo.
In keeping with what we've just heard, Phillips provided the two Russian agents, Sasha and Dima, with the home address and phone number of Sir Grant Shapps, who, at the point in question, was the antagonist's local MP as well as Defence Secretary.
What do you know about the Secretary of Defence for the United Kingdom?
A former insolvency practitioner in the City of London and father of 4, Phillips was when he signed up to sell his country out, or rather thought that he'd done so, running out of money after retiring early, and thought that a bit of treason would restore his finances.
I do not want and cannot for myself go back into the normal 9-to-5 office. It's not for me.
Unluckily for Phillips, Sasha and Dima were none other than British intelligence officers, and in May 2024, having gathered enough evidence against Phillips to secure a conviction, they had the man arrested.
Section 27 of the National Security Act 2023, there's a reasonable grounds to suspect that you are or have been involved in a foreign power threat activity, namely that you have provided material assistance to a foreign intelligence service.
During Phillips's trial at Winchester Crown Court, the man's ex-wife recounted how the man dreamt of being James Bond, had written to Arsenal offering to be the club's manager, and had even contacted the actress Jennifer Aniston, suggesting that the two of them should meet. Honestly, with all his family in his life as well as his previous City career, I personally don't understand how the man kept up his fantasist side or took it to the extreme of endeavouring to double-cross his own country. Anyway, having been found guilty on the 22nd of July 2025 of an offence under the National Security Act, when, this autumn, he gets his sentence, Phillips can expect a prison stay of several years. If you've enjoyed this video, I recommend you to watch this one next. I'll meet you there.